Welcome to the KGI podcast, where we feature students, faculty, staff, and alumni to get an insight into the innovation and collaboration around campus and beyond graduation. In today's episode, we welcome Ross Steinberg, a second-year Master of Business and Science student from Los Angeles. After completing his bachelor's degree in kinesiology at the University of La Verne, Ross has collected an impressive set of accomplishments while at KGI. He earned second place at the 2017 Kravis Concept Plan Competition, and he's set to compete in the Baylor New Venture Competition later this month. Thanks for stopping by, Ross. First, I'd like to ask, how did you first become interested in KGI?
So I did my undergrad at the University of La Verne, and I knew that I wanted to do something in the world of business. And I also knew that I was passionate about science, and it seemed like KGI was a great opportunity to combine both those worlds.
And going back to your first few weeks or months at KGI, what do you feel like was one of the most surprising things about the school and the program?
So I think when I was first entering, I had a background in kinesiology, which a lot of students have a background in maybe organic chemistry or biochemistry, molecular bio. And I was a little bit nervous at first about some of the depth and breadth of the science, but it was just incredible how approachable a lot of the professors made everything. And I never really felt like I was behind. I was able to keep up with everything pretty nicely.
Now in your second year, what do you feel like makes KGI unique?
It seems like it has an amazing connection to its closest industries in terms of biotechnology and pharmaceutical industry.
And in talking about the courses you're taking this spring semester, which is your favorite and why?
So far, I've really loved my intellectual property class with Joel West. And yeah, I mean, it's just been immediately applicable in terms of helping me prepare for this business competition, as well as just helping me prepare for filing my patent. So I just love classes that I can make immediate use out of.
You hinted at it, but obviously a big question we have is about that upcoming business plan competition. Actually, it's called the Baylor New Venture Competition, coming up on February 23rd and 24th. Can you speak a bit about that and what experience you've had recently with this type of competition?
Yeah, absolutely. So last year, I got my first taste of competition. Got put in touch with the Kravis competition at Claremont Graduate University nearby, and had a lot of fun competing there with the same general business, actually. And we ended up getting second place. And since then, we've really progressed. And Joel West had mentioned in one of his classes the possibility of entering the Baylor New Venture Competition, which is significantly larger. It's a national competition. They get about 150 applicants every year. And so the first round, you're just doing an executive summary, and then they cut it to 50 who do a full 10-page or so business plan. And now the top 10 finalist teams are going in competing down in Baylor, Texas. So we're going to be flying out there next week.
If it's not confidential, what's your abridged version, 1-minute pitch on the business?
Yeah, no, we can definitely talk about that. So what we're working on is, think about the fact that when you're looking at a bottle of Gatorade, it has about 34 grams of sugar, and a bottle of Coke is 39. So we really don't need to be fueling that way for athletic performance. So I started thinking about the fact, is this why we're hitting walls when we're exercising? When you take in that much sugar, you're shutting off your ability to access body fat. So you're basically setting a timer. So I started looking at the biochemistry behind nutrition, and we came up with a product that has 0 grams of sugar, and it works off ketones, which is kind of like a functional unit of fat. So we're using that to kind of make a second generation sports drink.
I also wanted to ask, you won the student speech competition to present at the first TEDx KGI event. Can you talk about the preparation for that and just the feeling of being one of 2 KGI students to present at that level?
Yes, that was a really big honor to be chosen, and I was really grateful for the opportunity. Luckily, I was able to combine some of the things that I'd already been working on and some of my passions, so in the field of nutrition and looking at genetics and how it all comes together. So I spoke about nutritional genomics, or how we should be looking at ourselves as a sample size of one, the same way that we're looking at cancer medication and figuring out whether the person's cancer is going to respond to specific medications. We need to be looking at people's DNA and determining what they're going to respond best to in terms of nutrition as a form of preventative medicine and healthcare. And Yeah, I mean, I felt completely supported the whole way through. The team was great, and the event was just awesome. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Obviously, internships are an important part of the student experience at KGI. Can you describe how those have made or are currently making an impact on your development?
Yeah, so this last summer, I had an internship at BioBuilt, which is a new startup accelerator in the Los Angeles area. So I think some students in the past have worked with Llewellyn Cox, who has been running the Incubator Lab launch. And it was really cool to see some of the companies that are emerging in the LA space, where in the past, a lot of companies had to move up to San Francisco or San Diego. Now they're going to have a space to continue to develop out here. And it was just really fun to be able to take part in that movement and also to continue to hone some of my business development skills and reach out to a lot of the larger venture teams out there and find out what they're looking for, and specifically some of these larger companies such as Coca-Cola or Monsanto or Bayer, and hear about, if there's any special sauce that they need when they're looking for a startup.
Outside of the coursework you mentioned earlier, what organizations or clubs are you a part of at KGI?
So I am the president of the Entrepreneurship Club this year, and also have a lot of fun with the Good Games Club, Investment Club, and the Consulting Club.
In this semester specifically, any wild goals or events that you got going on for the Entrepreneurship Club?
Yeah, so we're hoping to bring in some more venture capitalist speakers, and last semester we spoke with Dr. Bradbury from the Board of Trustees, and I think we might be trying to get in touch with a couple more people like that this semester. And it's really a great opportunity to hear, not just from the entrepreneur side, but from the investment side, some of the key milestones they're looking for and what it actually takes to get investment coming out of the master's program and maybe entering your first entrepreneurial opportunity.
What's something you're involved with outside of KGI that may surprise people? Hobby, activity, whatnot?
Yes, I just recently took up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as a way to kind of get the blood flowing. It takes your mind off of school when you're scrambling around on the mat. So that's been a lot of fun.
And lastly, can you describe your dream job after you leave KGI?
Yeah, so something that I've really enjoyed just through both my internship and personal experiences has been business development. So I'd love to continue in that role, whether working on my own startup or in corporate ventures, somewhere like that.
Terrific. Well, thanks again, Ross, and we look forward to following your progress at Baylor in just a few short days. Thanks, Ross.